dedicated to the mantle of the Black Panther. Spoiler alert. The part in the film when the hostile takeover happened. One of the most powerful scenes was when they were asked to leave and follow T'Challa, but they refused because they were dedicated to, and I'm trying not to say names and things like that, so I'm going to speak sort of generally for people who didn't see it, but they remained dedicated to the mantle of Black Panther and not the individual person who was holding that mantle. So even when the more favorable person wasn't there, they still had a job to do, and they still did their job until.
I'm sorry. I'm going to try to mute my mic.
Let's take a moment. Hey, baby.
You keep talking to us. I'm going to mute my mic and see if I can get to her.
Okay. They stayed connected and stayed committed to that mantle until such time that other person decided that he was going against the values of Wakanda, going against the values of the mantle of Black Panther, and going against the values of what being the king of Wakanda meant. That's when they decided, okay, we need to take action now because this person is trying to start an all-out world war, and that is not what we stand for. That was the only reason why they stepped outside of what they needed to do. Oh, this is going to be a fun podcast for me because you got your own little Wakanda happening over there.
So real. It's so real. So I thought it was over, and yet she is letting all of us know she got feelings about her life right now.
How is she feeling?
She's not feeling well. I mean, she's home with the flu, and she's just when she came up here, I could feel like I think her temperature is. Her fever has spiked again. So I think that's part of it. And she's having some technology difficulties downstairs with the TV show. So it's a real crisis in her world, and I get that.
Baby, you know, last week when we had technical difficulties, I sounded about the same. So I understand it. We need to do a podcast about that, how we become so dependent upon technology that we just break down in the road when our phones don't work.
Wakanda and we don't have vibranium.
Okay? Right? Where is my vibranium?
We have vibranium,
and I need a sister who knows how to use that vibranium in some real amazing ways. That's the other part,
right? Oh my God!
Woo!
I loved that all that piece that you were talking about in terms of like. So here's the thing that was really striking to me is that this idea about the idea of this kingdom of Wakanda is that it is a sovereign nation. It's an independent nation in sub-Saharan Africa that has existed on its own and is the seat of this unparalleled technology. And just like fundamentally that idea just so juicy and rich and aspirational for me as a
do not use the word juicy around me ever again.
It's so juicy, this idea of like, oh my God.
Because that sounded like we were going someplace else. My mind went one place.
Keep the dark.
When you said T'Challa, when you said juicy, I thought T'Challa.
Okay, so let's take this side step. Let's take this much needed. Perhaps frivolous, for sure.
No, it's not frivolous. We're going to talk about these sexy brothers and sisters because you keep trying to be real Dr. Nikki. I just need Nikki right now. There was too much sexy.
Talk about baby. And so for me, like, Chadwick Boseman, he all right. He don't really do it for me like, let me speak my piece, sir. Let me speak my piece. This is my truth right now. The doctor
speak your truth.
I like his intellect. I've heard the brother speak in a lot of different interviews. I've seen the movie moves he's made. I think if you look at his career trajectory so far, I don't think that the roles that he's taken is one that he's done by accident or just ones that have come his way. I think he's been really strategic about the sorts of black men he's chosen to portray on film. So I'm gonna give a brother all of his props in the intelligence, ideologically pro-black. His voice is real on point, but just the optics for me don't do it for me. But okay, because I'm still behind you, T'Challa. I'm behind this whole idea. You are a king. I'm not gonna take that away from you. Your fashions is real fly. I'm gonna give that to you. Hair on point, curl pattern, real juicy, the way I like. All of that. I'm gonna give you all of that.
We're sorry. The podcast that you were previously doing has now been disconnected. I'm gonna need you to love him at least as much as I do.
No, and I'm gonna tell you why I can't. Because what they also did was they put him also on screen with 6'5" of toboggan chocolate god named Winston Duke, and they did that in the character in Baku.
Let's pause.
Take a moment to catch your breath.
Hold on.
You need a cool drink after that. Just the
I need to get Mo Ice for that right
just
there.
The idea of that chocolate mountain of a man sitting up on top of the mountain. I think his muscles got muscles.
And let me tell you the best part about that. I don't like to be chilly. I'm a sweater weather even when it's 62.
Warm.
I need, what I'm saying? My body may have been born in America, but my soul was born in Africa. Y'all need to know me. I have to stay warm. When that brother was sitting up there in the middle of all that cold, half naked, I said, you got good circulation. I need to know who's your cardiologist? What you eating? What roots and fruits are you eating to get your body together like that?
All the right ones. That's which one. That's all you need to know. All the right ones. That's what he eating.
I feel the bad part about the film for me was I sat up there and I said, I feel cheated. I feel robbed. I feel colonized.
Colonizer. Oh God. So much joy.
Right. So I had to take a couple of minutes just to be like, this is fantasy. Let's revisit what this really is. Okay. But the issues are too real. What you're saying right now.
So real.
Right.
So you got Chadwick Boseman, aka T'Challa, aka Black Panther. You got Winston Duke, aka Chocolate God, aka character name, in Baku. And then you also got
Don't do it.
the swaggiest of the swag.
Don't do it.
In my next life, for sure, number one, baby daddy.
I don't know. We may can still do that. Keep pushing this podcast up the charts of iTunes. We may make some things happen.
I'm coming for you, baby. Swag on a million. I hate to even use this term because it gets used out of context, but gangsterific, I don't even know. I don't have the words for the
I'll tell you what the word is. As the kids say, he is everything.
That good Michael B. Jordan.
Right.
I like to call him MBJ for short, also known as Killmonger.
You being real familiar, but keep going. Your podcast.
So here's the thing. So for me, when you have those other two brothers standing in juxtaposition, if you will, to T'Challa, Chadwick, you cool. I'm not taking nothing away from you, but
I'm feeling a way about it, but I'm gonna let you have it.
And you know what? Hey, more the better better for me. Less competition more for me, and I'm okay with that.
Because I do like a brother who sits on a mountain, but I prefer a brother who sits on a mountain of vibranium. Do you see where I'm coming from?
All right.
I ain't saying I'm a gold digger. I ain't messing with no broke.
And you know what? Lesson learned for me in life, because this conversation feels real allegorical.
I'm about to say you about to be up there in the cold.
No, my gorilla mountain man would keep me warm, so warm. Oh my God, do Jesus. And I'm gonna give it to him. On the slick slide too. Don't forget about Wakabi, right? And Daniel Kaluuya, because he was cleaned up and fresh,
right,
for this movie too. I'm gonna give it to him over there. So everybody, the thing about it is, I've been using this hashtag Black Excellence because it's so real. Because everybody looks gorgeous, is smart as hell, is informed, and is really good at their craft. The movie is well acted as well. And it's a real ensemble cast. And that's the other thing about it for me. So I'm interested to see how things continue to play out across the films, as they roll out over the next several years. And I probably will venture into comic book land at some point, so I can get a much better sense of the intricacies of the interrelationships and everything. And so I think for me, so I will say this, as a first time viewer and a first time exposed to this whole universe, I get that T'Challa is the king. But I also see that he did nothing in isolation. His power is in as much due to his spiritual elevation, to his whatever ancestral power there is being lent to him in this role as the king, but also to his mother, to his council, to Okoye, his general, to his sister Shuri and all of her technology. For me, he can't be as amazing as he is without his entire squad.
I want to make 2 points. To the point you just made, which I think is an amazing point. Oftentimes in Western political thought, Western philosophical thought, Hollywood, which is a reflection of all of that mentality.
Burn, Hollywood, burn.
Don't do it, because you know I will put Public Enemy on right now. Okay? Don't ever do that to me. I'll PE for life. But seriously, there is always the savior syndrome. Mm-hmm. To your point, Black Panther was not the savior.
To superhero, right? That is quintessentially what a superhero is.
Exactly. Black Panther was not the savior. He was an integral part of the salvation. And because, and this is the difference, when we're going to go back to college for a second, and we're going to go back to maybe our business 101 class or our intro to management class. There are people who are leaders, and there are people who are managers. The manager is going to tell you what to do. The leader is going to inspire you to do it. King T'Challa is a leader.
All right. Okay. I will give him that. I don't take anything away from that.
Right? Other people, when you see a lot of these other superheroes, they're managers. Do this, go there, do this, do that. You see where I'm coming from? So that also plays into something that I've had a problem with Hollywood with for a long time, and that is, help us. Oop, here come the white man flying down to help us, and now he's flying off. That did not happen in this movie, and that was so wonderful for me because I'm sick of that narrative.
Well, also because it's a false narrative. So
well, it depends on who you ask. That's the first point. But I got to make this second point. And that is, as I said in that movie, and I thought back to my 30 or something, 40 years.
Almost 50.
Plus change. Shut up.